What's going on, everyone? Vince here, and today I have a video brought to you by SculptNation.com to answer one of the most common questions that I get. Do fat burners actually work? Now, I'm not sure that there is another element of the human body that is more complex, more complicated, or more controversial than fat, and specifically how to get rid of it. And this often leads to a billion-dollar question, one I'm sure you've asked yourself: do fat burners really work? Now, before I answer that question, I want to point something out. Statistics show that Americans spend about $2.1 billion a year on weight loss supplements. So whether they work or not, you're spending your hard-earned money with hopes that they will. So in today's video, I'm gonna help you determine if a fat burner is something that you should consider adding to your daily routine, and I'll go ahead and give you a hint. If you want to support a healthy metabolism and use more fat for energy instead of only storing it in your trouble spots and accelerate your dieting and training efforts, the answer is yes, but you have to be careful. Most fat burners do not really burn fat. They simply create an illusion. So I'm gonna tell you what science-backed ingredients that you need to look for so that you can buy with confidence, knowing that you're spending your money on a product that can actually live up to its claims. Now, before we dive in, let's get the big elephant in the room out of the way. If you think you can swallow a pill and have the body of your dreams, you are going to end up disappointed. It's not gonna happen. Not today, not next month, not ever. There is no supplement in existence that replaces hard work and dedication. You simply can't out-supplement a bad diet and laziness. Now, with that being said, can some supplements make losing fat quicker and easier? Absolutely, and I'm gonna tell you how fat burners can help with that in just a second. Because there are ingredients that do work, specifically ones that can help get to the root issue of your inability to lose fat or keep the pounds off, which is often your metabolism. If your metabolism is slow, it won't matter what diet or workout you do. But please remember, fat burners aren't magic. Some fat burners contain ingredients that can no doubt increase fat burn, but unless you maintain a nutritionally balanced diet and focus on gut and hormone health and get quality sleep and exercise, you can't expect miracles. Now, on the other hand, if you do those things, you can enhance the effect of your efforts when you add in specific science-backed fat-burning agents in clinically backed dosages. Now, look, I know losing weight is hard, and you're probably sick of not seeing results. You probably feel like the fat is never going to come off and stay off, and that your metabolism is doomed. This is exactly why so many people purchase fat burners. But the problem is, there are many products labeled as fat burners, but that only contain components that make you shed water weight. And yes, this might make the number on the scale go down, but it's not from fat loss, which will lead you to believe that you're losing fat when all you're really doing is shedding excess water from your body that's gonna come right back. And then there's other so-called fat burners that only contain appetite suppressants. Now, certain appetite suppressants aren't bad. Combined with other ingredients, they're actually awesome because they can really help with cravings and portion control. But if that's the only thing in a fat burner, it won't do you much good and could potentially backfire because you don't want appetite suppressants to be so aggressive to the point that you never want to eat. Food is fuel. Plus, if you're skipping meals and going hard in the gym, it could actually be muscle that you're losing, not fat. And then there are some fat burners that contain nothing but a ton of caffeine. Now, don't get me wrong, caffeine is a great ingredient to aid in fat loss, but it should never be the main or only ingredient in a fat burner. For example, caffeine has been demonstrated to suppress appetite, to boost energy, and even raise your resting metabolic rate, which essentially means that you'll naturally burn more calories without even trying. In a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind study, researchers wanted to examine the thermogenic response, which is just the potential a food has to boost your metabolism and increase fat burning, of 3 different ingredients, one being 50 milligrams of caffeine. And they had the subjects take the treatments on different days, and they measured their thermogenic response for 4 hours following ingestion. Of the 3 treatments, caffeine was the only one to have a positive impact. They found that caffeine induced a thermogenic response of 6% above baseline value compared to the placebo. So yes, caffeine can obviously be a great tool. Just make sure you aren't paying for a caffeine pill labeled as a fat burner. So basically, you just have to know what to look for. And right now, I want to jump in and tell you about a few research-backed ingredients that can assist and support in fat burning. That way, the next time that you go to buy a fat burner, you'll know if it'll actually be worth your money or not. So first up, and probably the most important ingredient to look for, it's a very potent compound found in red chili peppers. It's called capsaicin. Now, there are countless clinical publications that document capsaicin's ability to improve body composition and metabolism due to its ability to assist in the breakdown and mobilization of fats, so they're used for energy production instead of being stored. Capsaicin also helps you feel fuller for longer. It helps control insulin sensitivity, which is essentially how effectively your body can use carbs, and it helps regulate blood sugar levels, which is important for maintaining a healthy weight and having steady energy levels and keeping hunger at bay. And trust me when I say you're going to feel and look your best if your blood sugar is balanced. Also, the Laboratory of Biochemistry of Exercise and Nutrition in Japan conducted an experiment to examine the effects of capsaicin on the energy metabolism in men. The subjects consumed a 650-calorie breakfast, either with or without capsaicin, and they then had them rest for 2.5 hours and tested their energy throughout the 150 minutes following. And the most significant changes occurred during the initial 30 minutes after the meal. They found that capsaicin increased resting energy expenditure by nearly 32% when added to a standard breakfast. 32%. And then another 2017 study wanted to see how capsaicin affects appetite. They found that participants that took a capsaicinoid supplement showed a 7% decrease in appetite, and they reported their desire to snack was also lower. But get this, they also discovered something even more significant than that. The capsaicin subjects also revealed that they had a higher desire to exercise and showed an increase in workout intensity. So the amount of research on capsaicin is honestly mind-blowing. There's over 90 human clinical studies with more than 1,000 test subjects to examine the natural properties of capsaicinoids. And there's a strong consensus that it can support healthy weight management. The problem is, you would have to consume a lot of peppers to see these kind of results. Research has concluded on average, 10 grams of red peppers daily would be needed to give you the benefits associated with capsaicinoids. And obviously, not everyone wants to do that, nor can some people even handle that due to the heat or the acid reflux. So a much easier way is to get capsaicin in the form of a supplement. And there are some things that you need to watch out for when supplementing with capsaicin, because first off, capsaicin supplements need to be time released. If you've ever had way too much spicy food at once, you probably know it can tear up your stomach. Well, capsaicin's no different, and that's why it's crucial capsaicin is microencapsulated, which is just a process by which a protective coating is put around the active capsaicin itself, and this keeps it from being released into your body all at once, because you don't want that. If it's prematurely released, it can cause severe GI burning and other adverse effects that you don't want, that aren't good for you. Also, steps need to be taken that ensure capsaicin can withstand acids found in the stomach, otherwise it'll just get dissolved by stomach acid and again, prematurely released. Now, there is a form of capsaicin that provides these important layers of protection, ensuring that you absorb the spice so it can get to work accelerating your metabolism without any GI upset. It's called CAPSIMAX. CAPSIMAX has a patented coating called OMNIBEAD BEADLET technology. And this coating encapsulates the beneficial heat of natural capsicum and delivers effective levels in a controlled released coating so you don't experience any stomach upset. This coating also ensures it can withstand stomach acid so it can be released properly and used. Studies specifically around CAPSIMAX are very exciting. In one 2017 study, 40 healthy adults were given either 100 milligrams of CAPSIMAX or a placebo, and researchers wanted to investigate the effects of a capsaicinoid supplement on metabolic rate and heart rate. Now, they didn't find a significant difference in heart rate, but the CAPSIMAX treatment group had significantly greater resting energy expenditure compared to the placebo group, over 6% higher. Now, this may seem like a small number, but that 6% resulted in an estimated extra 130 calories burned in a day compared to only 8 calories in the placebo group. Now again, that may not sound like a lot of calories, but remember, that's without adding proper diet or exercise. So let's take a look at what happens when you combine a CAPSIMAX with those. Another randomized placebo-controlled double-blind design examined 70 obese but otherwise healthy subjects, and in addition to a diet and weight loss program, subjects were given a blend containing CAPSIMAX or a placebo. After 8 weeks, researchers saw several beneficial changes in body composition in the 45 subjects that completed the study. Those that took the CAPSIMAX blend had a 2% decrease in total body weight, while the placebo group only saw a 0.5% decrease. Also, fat mass was decreased by 7.8% in the CAPSIMAX group, while the placebo group only saw a 2.8% decrease. And one of the largest discoveries was in energy levels. The CAPSIMAX blend group saw an increase of over 29%, while the placebo group only saw just over a 5% increase. And again, I'm not saying that just taking CAPSIMAX is going to make it so you lose all the weight that you want to lose, but this study demonstrates the significant impact that CAPSIMAX can have when it's combined with diet and exercise compared to just diet and exercise alone. Now, let's move on to another natural component that should be in whatever fat burner you take, and that is grains of paradise seed extract. More specifically, look for the patented form of this spice if you can, called PARADOXINE. So, while I put a lot of emphasis on how great CAPSIMAX is, PARADOXINE is also really impressive. And what blows my mind is that I haven't found many fat burners that contain this crazy powerful combination. But just listen to what researchers have found this spice can actually do for body composition. In a study published in the British Journal of Nutrition, scientists divided healthy male subjects into two groups. One received a grains of paradise supplement each day, and the second received a placebo. At the end of only 4 weeks, the men who took grains of paradise showed significantly more activation of brown adipose tissue, or BAT, which, by the way, is one of your body's most powerful natural fat burners. It acts like an internal furnace, burning fat instead of storing it. So the more brown fat you have, the more calories you may be able to burn. So you want as much BAT as possible. Also in this study, whole body energy expenditure was also significantly increased. And this is important because your total daily energy expenditure, or the number of calories that you burn in a day, has to be higher than the calories that you consume to lose weight. This is basically that old saying of calories in versus calories out, and it's true. But looking specifically at PARADOXINE studies, the science is even more impressive. A study was published in the Journal of Nutritional Science and Vitaminology that shows PARADOXINE was a powerful weapon against belly fat. Over 4 weeks, researchers examined a group of healthy women, and they put them into two groups, the first receiving PARADOXINE and the second receiving a placebo. Researchers then found that the PARADOXINE group experienced increases in whole body energy expenditure, as well as a significant decrease in visceral fat in the lower abdomen. And this is an important discovery because visceral fat, which is the fat stored deep around your organs and very difficult to lose, isn't only a physique killer, resulting in what you probably call a beer belly or a stomach pooch, but too much visceral fat has been shown to contribute to a bunch of pretty serious health issues as well. But I'm not going to get sidetracked. Now we've covered PARADOXINE and its positive effects on body composition, especially stubborn belly fat, and capsaicin, specifically the patented form CAPSIMAX, and its significant impact on fat loss and metabolism. But there's another ingredient that you want to make sure isn't left out when you're examining labels. So I'm sure you've heard that green tea is one of the healthiest drinks that you can consume, right? Because it's loaded with antioxidants. But it's also used in a lot of fat burners because it's been shown over and over to help increase fat burn, especially during exercise. But it's not the tea itself. It's an extract of green tea called EPIGALLOCATECHIN, or EGCG, that scientists have discovered can help boost metabolism. In one randomized control study, researchers found that men who took green tea extract before exercise observed a 17% greater fat burn compared to a placebo. And then these same researchers also examined a different group of subjects that reported to the lab fasted and hadn't exercised for at least 24 hours. They then gave them a 25% glucose beverage consisting of 75 grams of glucose, so basically the equivalent of a bunch of sugary carbs. And when ingested with green tea extract, they found an increase in insulin sensitivity by 13%, which is great. You want a higher sensitivity to insulin because insulin determines how the body stores glucose and fat, and poor insulin sensitivity can lead to weight gain. So those are the big ones. Now, I probably wouldn't buy a fat burner if it didn't have CAPSIMAX, PARADOXINE, and EGCG, but if I were you, I definitely wouldn't buy a fat burner if it didn't have CAPSIMAX or PARADOXINE or EGCG, because the research is just there. But I'm aware most fat burners don't have all those. So here are a few more ingredients to look for when shopping for that new fat burner. YOHIMBINE and RAUWOLSCINE are two other good ones. Both of these herbs are well documented to help change body composition by either assisting in reducing total body fat percentage or helping eliminate factors that could stop fat loss. And as long as it's not the only ingredient, caffeine is also a good one to look for, because remember what I mentioned earlier, caffeine can help with things like energy and focus and appetite and cravings, especially if taken in combination with other ingredients like capsaicin. So to recap, we talked about capsaicin, specifically the brand CAPSIMAX, grains of paradise seed extract, specifically the patented brand PARADOXINE if you can find it, green tea extract, YOHIMBINE, RAUWOLSCINE, and caffeine. Unless you just want to lose a little water weight or be hyped up on nothing more than an overpriced caffeine pill, you really want to make sure that you examine labels for clinically backed dosages of any of these ingredients. And if you're on the fence, remember, you don't need to take supplements to achieve your goals. They are never going to take the place of your diet and training. But once that part is figured out, a quality fat burner can be great for speeding up your results and making things just a little bit easier. Now, you could try to Google and search around for supplements that contain all these ingredients, and hopefully you find a good one. Or maybe you're taking a fat burner right now that has 2 or 3 of these ingredients. If that's the case, awesome. Keep on taking that with confidence. But if you are searching for a fat burner and you want to make sure that it has all the ingredients that we just went over, I've got one to tell you about. You see, after observing and trying for myself dozens of products on the market that claim to burn fat with no results, we decided to take it into our own hands and come out with a fat burner that could actually live up to its promises. And it's called BURN by Sculpt Nation. And you can check it out at the link in the description below, but BURN is a thermogenic agent matrix that works by attacking your body fat from 3 essential pathways, including that root cause of many people's weight issues, your metabolism. We hired the best formulation team, and together our team examined hundreds of natural herbs and studied countless scientific reviews until we came up with a formula that we were 100% confident in. And we narrowed it down and included all 6 of the science-backed ingredients that I just went over in clinically backed dosages. Exactly what makes our fat burner stand out is that most fat burners don't have even 1 of the main ingredients in BURN, let alone all 6 of them. Now, I'm not saying that other fat burners don't have these ingredients. There are brands out there that contain patented ingredients like CAPSIMAX, for example, but not many, because most companies aren't willing to spend the extra money. So instead, they cut corners. Now, whether you decide to use BURN by Sculpt Nation or go with another brand, at least you're informed now and can make a smart decision with your money with whatever you pick. And I also know that was a lot of information to absorb. I mean, the simple science behind losing weight is calories in versus calories out. But fat loss just isn't that easy. Fat loss is complex, which is why we created BURN. Our team wanted to provide a product that would make things a little easier, so you can see optimal results on a reasonable diet and exercise plan without having to do any extra exercise on top of that or make additional calorie cuts. We wanted to make sure that the ingredients in our blend did more than just give you a little energy to hopefully burn a few more calories while you train, so we made sure to include ingredients that help get to the root causes of your fat gain. BURN will provide you with an edge that can enhance your body's ability to burn more fat, even that stubborn belly fat that you always thought was going to be hanging out forever. And don't just take my word for it. We have tons of amazing reviews and insane success stories on our social media pages showing the results that our clients have been getting using this exact supplement. So whether you choose to go with BURN or take your chances on another fat burner, just do me a favor and make sure at least some of the science-backed ingredients that I just went over are included, and in clinically backed dosages if possible. Otherwise, you're probably wasting your money. But I can already tell you there is nothing else like BURN on the market. It really is one of the most powerful, clinically backed fat burning supplements to ever reach the public. And we are so confident that when combined with diet and exercise, you will see better results with BURN that if you don't love it, we'll give you your money back. No questions asked. And if you're worried about safety, I don't blame you, but I promise you can rest easy knowing our products are safe. We test and retest every batch of burn from beginning to end. And then we take things a step further and use a third-party verification system to ensure that each and every dose of burn is formulated properly and meets label claims. But again, I can't stress enough that no fat burner, ours included, can do all the work for you. But if you are consistent with good nutrition and a solid training program, supplements like Burn can and will help you see better results faster than from diet and training alone. Now, if you do get Burn, you do need to give it 2 or 3 weeks, just like you can't go to the gym twice or give up fast food for a day and expect to see results. Fat burners need time to work as well. But again, you're trying it out risk-free. If you aren't thrilled, take us up on the lifetime money-back guarantee that we have in place for all of our Sculpt Nation products, and I'll give you your money back. So if you want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description box below so that you can read more about it and possibly give it a try for yourself. But I hope this was super informative, and I hope it helped. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.